Welcome to Financial Jaga Jaga.
And inflation, or you need to invest in certain things that rise as inflation rises. So I'll be sharing some of these things in this video. First, you can buy a land, not just any land. Buy a good land, an appreciable land, a land that has an appreciable value, a land that you know that has a potential to increase in the near future. The second thing you can invest in is real estate investment trust, right? So you can go into real estate properly, or you can invest in real estate investment trust. So real estate investment trust, also known as REITs, are like shares. So instead of buying a house or you don't have so much money to put down and buy and build a house, you can actually approach some real estate companies and that sell REITs, and then you just buy a portion of a real estate. You buy a portion of a house, a portion, and it's just almost like you are buying shares. Now, the third thing you can invest in to preserve value for your money when inflation is rising is you can invest in foreign currency assets. Now, what is the relationship between rising inflation and foreign currency assets? Well, research has shown that countries that have higher inflation tend to have weaker currencies in the near future. So if you compare two countries, the one that has the higher inflation will have a weaker currency, and that means that the value of that particular currency is weak. So what you can do is you can invest in an asset in a stronger currency. So for example, you can invest in euro bonds. Euro bonds are investments that are not in your local currency. They are issued by institutions or governments in a currency different from their local currency, right? So you can invest in a euro bond. You can also invest in foreign currency shares of foreign companies, or you can invest in any foreign currency assets, such that in the future, when you're storing your money in a different currency, and when you convert it back to your local currency that is experiencing inflation, you would have higher value for your money. Now, another thing you can invest in is gold. Gold is a tangible asset, and if you watch the last video where I talked about the Russia-Ukraine crisis, I spoke about gold. I said gold is a safe haven investment because when there's global crisis and there are issues all around the world, gold is one of those commodities that you see rise. So people tend to put their money in gold when they're not sure of what to do or where there are issues. However, you must know that gold is also a little volatile. So yeah, that's just a note of warning or caution there. Another thing you can actually invest in is if you cannot have access to gold, there are things called ETFs, exchange traded funds. ETFs are more like, they are things that track some particular kinds of investment. So for example, if I want to invest in gold but I cannot invest in gold, I can invest in an ETF that tracks gold. So it is almost like I have invested in gold. However, it's almost like I own shares in a gold company, for example, right? So you can invest in an ETF that tracks gold. And finally, there's so many other things, but for the purpose of this video, I think these are what I would like to focus on. You can also invest in your normal local currency assets like stocks or bonds. However, you should ensure that whatever the return you're getting in that local currency asset is higher than your inflation rate. I hope you really understand what I've shared in this video, and if you did, make sure you share with somebody, make sure you drop a comment. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.